information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, I have to start this show off today by saying that my co-host and lovely partner, Beth Venus, could not be with us today. She's taking care of business with her daughter, going up to sign up for college. Yay, exciting times, college. We all remember as parents growing up how much fun it was to get our daughters and sons off to college. So she's taking care of business today, and we'll see her again next week. But today we have an awesome show for you and an awesome guest. Just let me tell you just a little bit about her. She was educated right here in San Diego, California at Miracosta High School and at the University of California, Irvine. After that, she went to iHeartMedia, and I've got to find out about this. I'm going to ask her a couple of questions, but Lincoln Financial Group as a DJ. Okay, we're going to get to that because that sounds pretty funny. I don't know. I think you guys might be curious about that as well. She's also with 105.5 KNAC FM in Long Beach, California. She also did KUCI programming and hosted a show called Fear and Loathing in OC.
In the OC, that's
in the
right.
OC. She also did the KBPI, let's get that right, radio personality in Denver, Colorado, and also in Denver, she worked for another station as a radio personality, KTCL. Mm-hmm. After that, she came back to our lovely city of San Diego with 91X and went to Star 94.1 as a radio personality right here in San Diego. Also worked for 94.9 as an on-air personality right here in San Diego. And she's currently the on-air personality and the music director, which sounds like an amazing title, over at 91X. Her Instagram is at HILAHIL, Hill. And looks like we have 508 friends in common on Facebook. And that's probably because we're both right now in the middle of the beautiful city of San Diego and the music industry.
Yeah.
So let me introduce her right now, Hilary Chambers. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much, Tracy. It's so fun to be here. It's
Awesome.
fun to be on the receiving end of the interview because usually I'm interviewing people. So thank you so much for having me.
That's right. I want to get right into what you're doing right now. And I want to know, what subjects did you study to actually do this type of work?
So it's funny, at UC Irvine, they do not have a communications department. At least they didn't in the early 90s. And so I was an English major because I love to read and write. But even going into college, I knew that I somehow wanted to be involved in the music industry. So they have a great radio station there called KUCI. It was 24 watts when I first started.
Awesome.
So it was, I think our broadcast range was about a 2-mile radius. We broadcast to the campus and not much else. And my first show there, anyone can join and you volunteer. You go through some training to learn how to use the equipment, and then they give you a show. And when you're very first starting out, they give you 3 to 6 a.m., like one night a week.
Boom.
Oh, I was so stoked, though, because
Right.
in college radio, you get to play whatever you want for the most part. And but I would be on the air, and I would say, if anyone is listening, just call. And,
That's awesome.
And no one would call.
Oh.
It was so tiny. So, but I stayed there at KUCI the whole time I was at UC Irvine. Eventually, they bumped it up to, I think, 200 watts. And I made the rounds there. I was production director, learned how to do that, at that level. And my senior year, I was music director at KUCI. So I dealt with the, record reps from the record labels and management and stuff, and kind of got my feet wet with that. And at the same time, I started interning at KNAC, which was an old heavy metal rock station in Long Beach. And I would drive up there a couple nights a week or days and spend time interning there. And also at KNAC, I did a whole bunch of different internship positions in promotions and programming, and really learned the ropes at a commercial station. at KNAC, and eventually got my own specialty show. It was a punk rock show on Wednesday nights. And,
Awesome. We love punk.
yeah, and I could not believe that, I'd grown up listening to KNAC and K-Rock so in Los Angeles, and so couldn't believe they were actually letting me work there, and started doing fill-in shows when other DJs would get sick and stuff, and then KNAC unfortunately was sold and flipped Spanish my senior year of college. So I just
No bueno.
No bueno. It was muy triste, very sad. But it's funny because now I've really come full circle being music director. Just recently, just started doing that at 91X here in San Diego, and some of the same people who were working me on records when I was at KUCI, they were working in the college radio promotion department of their record labels, are still in the industry, and we're still friends, and now they're calling me and, working me on records at this level. And
Oh my God, that's funny.
So fun. Yeah, it's great. And a lot of awesome women on the management side of things and in the record labels too. It's been very cool to see, all of us kind of growing up together.
Well, now Girls Talk Rock is all about giving females in the industry a voice. So tell us about some of those awesome females that you're working with and what they're doing.
Well, right now, there's women on the band management side of things, but I usually deal more with record labels and every day I'm dealing with women who have a lot of power in this industry and who are working records, working with bands, working them to radio, and who are strong women who inspire me because, what their job is to try and get their bands on our radio stations, right? And we can't play every single band that comes across.
That's cool.
But I have a hard time, really, it's hard to say no, especially when these are people I like,
Right.
and so
have worked with and respect.
Yeah, exactly. But I see all of these women, on the record side of things being strong and getting their jobs done and making things happen, and they're traveling all the time and they're working with these bands and they don't take any crap. And I don't know, it's inspiring to me as I'm learning this music director job to just have a little more backbone and kind of, do what I got to do. It's been great. It definitely feels like a sisterhood within a very male-dominated industry.
Yes, we like to say it's a sausage fest, but that's Beth says that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about how do you think what the differences are and how radio has changed from your early days to where you're at now?
Oh, my gosh. How much time do you have? Let's see.
We have an hour. Go.
Well, radio has changed tremendously, and it has been changed as well, if that makes sense. I think the biggest change that I saw initially was deregulation, when the government decided that companies could own more than just a handful of radio stations in any given market or, overall. That was, I think, the late 90s when that went through, and all of a sudden, KNAC was owned by, I believe it was a real estate company. It was like a small family-owned, yeah. And, to go from that, when I started at 91X back in 97, it was owned by J-Corps, which did own a few radio stations at the time, but then Clear Channel came in, and when deregulation passed, all these big radio companies started gobbling up more and more and more radio stations, and that really changed things because it went from radio stations having more local control, more flexibility because they were smaller and didn't have to answer to sort of the big corporate owners, to all of a sudden these corporate mandates every radio station we own is going to do this, or every alternative station is going to be playing this song, and that's a little extreme, but it was like that, and it continues to be to this day. Some of the big corporations, it's these very big, slim down the staff as much as possible, as far as, have a very bare bones operation.
Right.
And then it's kind of a lot of these like mandates from above. Everybody's got to do this, and you got to do it this way, and this is how it's got to be. And so that, was kind of sad, and really, radio really changed with deregulation. And then the other thing, when I was saying that it has been changed kind of by external forces, that's more like what we're doing right now, the internet, streaming, things like that. Even the rise in popularity of video games and home gaming. People have so many other choices with how to get their music and also just their entertainment in general. And that has really affected radio listening over the years. It's been interesting to watch. I do feel like, and maybe it's just because I've only been back at 91X for the last month, and so I'm feeling really invigorated by it. And it is this local, flexible, awesome company. But it feels like sort of there's a resurgence, I don't know, in terrestrial radio. Like for a while, everyone was feeling very defeated by the rise of streaming and streaming services and internet radio and everything, and how it was impacting terrestrial radio. But it feels like there are studies coming out now that where a lot of people are still listening to terrestrial radio, still getting discovering new music there, and it's still very much a viable medium. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, and I'm thinking it's like my husband, who has to travel back and forth to work every day from San Diego to L.A.
So you still listen to the radio?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. But he's like talk radio, but he does get his music listening in every once in a while.
4 to 5 hours of driving time a day.
Nice.
All right, so hold that thought. We are going to be back. When we come back, we're going to talk to her all about some of the crazy things she's seen and done while working at the radio stations.
Oh.
It's not too hectic. We'll just hang on. Thank you, Mo's Guitars.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Girls are talking rock again.
And people are listening.
Today we're talking bands.
Let's talk promotion. Red Giant promo, graphics, EPKs, video, photos, social media, and brand building using content marketing.
But let's talk studio at CCMA, which is events, rehearsal, tour prep, piano, guitar, voice, rock band, lessons, workshops, and clinics. Yeah.
Both proud sponsors of Girls Talk Rock.
Well, get the lowdown on these services and contact me, Tracy, at girlstalkrock.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Mo's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975, specializing in guitars, Basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit mozeguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
I just want to say I've got an amazing guest today. Her name is Hilary Chambers, and she works with 91X. And I'm so excited to talk to her because we really want to find out about how that business works. We really want to get into all that stuff. I said we were going to talk about some crazy things that she's seen and done while working at the radio station, and we're going to talk about that too. What I want to know, my guests probably want to know is, tell us about some kind of crazy promotion that you've done where you just went, what? I got to actually do that?
Oh my gosh, let me think about a crazy promotion that we've done.
Well, I know you were just at Comic-Con recently.
I was just at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's a lot of stuff that comes up where, they say like, oh, we need you to, Coachella, for example, like where you have to go to Coachella. And I'm like, twist my arm.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we're going to give you a place to stay and you have to interview all of these bands. And
oh, darn.
We're going to feed you. Yeah, it's...
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
It's really hard work. But things like that. And then, Comic-Con, this is just the most recent example. I was broadcasting out there Thursday, just outside Comic-Con. We were in the interactive zone, which is free and anybody can come in, and there's a lot going on. But 91X has its own social media department, and so one of the guys from that department, Rick, was there with me, and he was coming up with all these ideas, and finally he said, okay, we're going to film a video, and we're going to do it kind of in stop motion or fast motion or whatever, and so we're just going to I need you to do like whatever crazy thing you can. I was like, really? I'm getting paid for this?
No kidding.
So we ended up on this boat with Fear the Walking Dead cast shooting zombies with who had these like things around their neck.
Awesome.
And
What a blast.
I mean, it was so funny, and I can't even remember. Just all like we were in the Adult Swim section and playing all these
Adult
games,
Swim.
and
That's crazy.
it is. So it's stuff like that where it's just super fun. Or like years ago, Jane's Addiction was playing down at what's now known as Sleep Train Amphitheater. And at the last minute, they grabbed a few of us and were like, "Hey, they're going to rehearse. They want a couple people to watch. Like, do you have time before you go to your seats?"
Oh, not at all.
Stuff like that. And so
cool.
end up in, I've ended up in some incredible situations where, it feels like real pinch me moments.
I do love to get the press pass and just hang out backstage or whatever.
Sure.
We've done that at NAMM and all over the place so far. And we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff coming up at different venues and stuff too. But I do like some of the crazy things and some of the crazy guests we've had on too. Tell us about what your average workday looks like.
Well, now, so it's, just to give a little background, I had been working at FM 94.9 for the last 8 years, and just, I think it was July 28th or 29th, was my first day on 91X. So I switched stations, and I'm not only doing a midday air shift there now Monday through Friday, but I'm also music director. So that has really changed my average day. Before, when I was just on the air, I could show up maybe half an hour before my shift started. I always had a little bit of production I needed to do. I'd go into the production studio and pull up our digital 8-track and record the concert calendar and different things like that. And sometimes they would have commercials I needed to read or whatever, but it was pretty relaxed. Now, over the past few weeks, I've been getting to 91X at about 8 or 8:30 every morning, and we're right around the corner, by the way. We're right down the street.
Right. You said Serrano Valley?
Yeah. I mean, we're right off. It took me 5 minutes to get
That's
here. We're
totally
super
cool.
close. But and staying after my shift every day because now what music director, part of what it entails is actually programming the music that is on the radio station every day. So we have a computer program. I do it in conjunction with Adam, he does the night show on 91X. You literally sit down in front of the computer, pull up this program, and there is every song in our system is categorized based on how often it's going to play, when it came out, what's the tempo, is it a male or female singer, and has all these different flags on it. And so, I pull up like midnight to 1 a.m. and it has all these song slots, and I put the songs in their appropriate places, and then I go on to 1 to 2, 2 to 3. And every day I'm programming every single song now that is played on 91X with Adam's help. He gives So it is time consuming.
That's incredible.
About an hour and a half to plan out an entire day's worth of music. And a lot of what you're doing is making sure you don't play the same band too close together. If you play it at midnight, you don't want to play the same band again until, if it's a different song, maybe 1:32. If it's the same song, you have it more spread out. Those are called rotations, like how often songs get spun. And,
right.
And then it's tempo-wise, and also you want to make sure you don't play the same song in the same hour every day. So there's a lot of... and the computer program helps you.
I would think so. It would have to.
It flags it. So like if I'm trying to fit a song in a slot, it'll say, oh, this played yesterday in this same hour, and then I move on to the next song. So I don't do that. And we can pull up a screen that shows us a grid of exactly when the song has played over the last week. And
it's a good program.
And then it's great. And then once I'm done with an entire day, then I go back over it with a fine-tooth comb and really think about the flow. I can't be listening to anything while I'm doing it because I'm imagining every song in my head.
You have to be focused.
Yeah, how it begins, how it ends. And a lot of it is texture, too. You don't want 3 down-tempo songs in a row.
Oh, God, no.
How's it determined where you place the songs? How is it determined as far as what songs are going to play that day other than you placing the songs? Does it come from some...
Yeah, so that's a good question. So our programming team is Adam and Halloran, who does afternoons on 91X, and myself now. And we, as a team, decide those things. And when and how often songs are played, there's a ton of different factors that goes into it. Mostly it's audience reaction and what
I would think so.
Is familiar to the audience, what they're responding to, how it's researching. It also depends on how new it is, what the record label's got going on kind of behind it, or what they're really focusing on. Whether or not the band is going to play our Christmas show or, the next show.
There's a lot of variables, I would think.
There's a lot of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And so we take all of that into account, and, we have certain songs in certain categories, and, people say, oh, you play the same songs over and over. Actually, I hear that far less at 91X these days,
cool.
But which is nice. But there's rhyme or reason reason for all of it. It's we're not just doing it randomly, and you have to. I mean, studies show, and we can see it actually with the new rating system, which uses something called PPMs. It stands for Portable People Meter, and it's Nielsen ratings now. Used to be Arbitron, but they can actually they pay people to volunteer to wear these PPMs. They're about the size of an old pager on their belt or in their purse every day, and then put it on a charger at night, and it downloads the information to the charger. But every radio station has a code that the PPMs pick up, and so the PPMs hear everything that person is exposed to throughout the day, every radio station. So if they walk into 7-Eleven and they're playing Rock 105, the PPM picks that up. And if they get in their car and they're listening to 91X, I hope, the PPM picks that up. And so we can see now when exactly people are tuning out, like during which songs people punch out based on the PPM data. And so you can also see when people continue to listen. And as much as people gripe about hearing the same songs again and again,
They love a lot of them.
familiarity is king.
It very much
At
is.
least
Well,
for
and you
the
have a lot of
average
power.
listener.
Yeah,
At least for the average listener.
The radio stations have a lot of power in that, and as
Sure.
what gets paid when. So I don't know. Does anybody ever slip you a 20 and say, "Make sure mine gets paid"? No, I'm just kidding.
That's incredibly illegal. They used to.
And
back-
I'm
back in
kidding.
the
Did you
old
hear me
days.
laughing?
No, we
Uh-huh.
actually have to sign something
Right,
once
right.
a year, a payola plugola agreement that we
Wow,
will
that's
not,
incredible.
and not just money, gifts, trips, mentions, anything.
Well,
No,
that's the
they're
reason
so
people
illegal.
with personalities, you can't participate in
And
any
it
of
comes
the
down to
promotions or anything.
integrity.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it feels better. And I've never been tempted, to do anything like that. Now, all of that being said, there's still ways to get around that. And I'm sure it exists that there's some wheeling and dealing, but it's not money or gifts.
Right,
It's other stuff that goes on. But no, I mean, really, it's just about what people are loving, what they're continuing to listen to. And part of my job as, creating each day's playlist is, balancing out what we play, because 91X does take some risks and play some cooler, unfamiliar things.
Yes.
We have to surround that with more familiar songs.
things.
And it's all, we're constantly
Well,
massaging it.
people remember that too. When you're listening to a song, and let's say you're busy that day, you'll go back to a radio station that you like the songs and the type of material that they play.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Ideally, yes.
Because there's a lot of radio stations, but if they play in the material that you like and they like what they hear, they'll hopefully go back.
Yeah.
All right, we are down to the last 5 seconds of this second segment already. Can you believe it's going that fast? We are here with Hilary Chambers, and we are getting really an education on what a terrestrial radio station is all about, what she does at her station. And when we come back, we're going to find out all about, more about the station, because we want to go into different, locations in the United States. What might be better? What might be worse? Do we play any local, musicians? And if we do, how do we get involved in that if we're a local musician? So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
And Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock right here on the Intertalk Radio Network.
every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all at
It's all that.
silvertigerproduction.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, we are back. We are back. Thank you so much to Moe's Guitar, because they're an amazing sponsor. And we love Catherine Beek. Shout out. And we are back now with Hilary Chambers, who is a good friend of hers.
Catherine is my girl.
Go ahead, talk about her for a second. We love Catherine.
My gosh, I've known Catherine since I first moved to San Diego in the late 90s, and God, I don't even remember exactly how I met her, but we had this big group of friends, and they were mostly musicians, and we all lived in this apartment complex. I was one of the few non-musicians, a music fan certainly, but Catherine used to host open mic nights at the Coaster Saloon, and like Steph Johnson got her start there.
There you go, we love Steph.
And this was when Transfer was still called 10 Pound Brown, and
awesome.
And we all hung out, and Catherine and I, have been good friends over the years, so that was really fun to hear her voice on
And my husband and I have also done a couple of the game and wrote a couple of songs for the game, and we love the Parkway and everything. We miss the Parkway, but hey, Depot Springs is going to be opening up soon over there, and Silver Tiger Production is part of that. So
cool!
It's going to be amazing once they get that going over there too. So shout out to Depot Springs and Catherine Beeks. We love y'all. Okay, so good. We're going to get back to talking about some of the stations you've worked for. What I'm curious about is, can you tell us the difference between working in San Diego and working in Denver? Because the markets have to be completely different, or are they?
Well, so it was a long time ago. I was in Denver from 95 to 97, and back then, Denver did not have an alternative station. I actually moved out there after KNAC was sold. My program director from KNAC at the time, a man named Brian Schock, who's now programming a radio station in San Francisco, but he was hired to move to Denver and launch the city's first alternative radio station.
Well, that had to be cool.
It was super cool. And it was kind of mind-blowing that they had KBPI, which was a rock station that I ended up working at for a few months. And they had KTCL that was playing some alternative music, but didn't have a really strong signal in Denver. So we went out there and launched, it was called 92X at the time. And the response was incredible.
Can
and
imagine.
It was so fun. And it was such a, mid-90s, and like snowboarding was just getting huge. And you're in the middle of,
Shaun White.
And incredible mountains everywhere. And so action sports was really, a big part of that. And that was really fun. But as far as Denver radio and the difference between San Diego, the only real difference I can think of is that I don't have to do promotions in the snow anymore, which is really nice.
Cool.
Because that sucked.
Yeah, no kidding.
You sold all your
Freezing.
gear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Your parkas and your boots. That's amazing. We love that. So what's one of the funniest things that you've ever done as a DJ? I just got to get that out there. You've had to done some crazy stuff. I want people to know like the life of a DJ. Tell us about it.
Oh my gosh. And it's funny because I'm totally drawing a blank, like crazy things that I've done.
What's some of the crazy things that fans have done to try and get your attention while you're out there doing your thing?
Oh, I actually had a guy at Comic-Con broadcast this past Thursday that, I was on the air and clearly it was very obvious. I was speaking into a mic, and one of the cool things about live broadcasts is we're right there. We're just set up, and anyone can come up and talk to us. And I love that. Like, you want to be able to talk to people and stuff, but not while you're on the air. And I was, like looking at some songs, and I was clearly broadcasting, and this guy came and stood right in front of me and then kind of squatted down because I was sitting out, so that he was like eye level with me, and he was like 2 feet away from me, and he was trying to get my attention, and I finally put my hands over my eyes because I couldn't concentrate.
I bet.
And I couldn't turn away from him, so I covered my eyes and was trying to finish my break without messing up, and it was infuriating. I was like, what are you doing, dude? Just wait a second. So people don't realize how distracting it is, and please come talk to us, but not while I'm on the air. Yeah, I've had people yell things and stuff while you're out doing a live broadcast, but
yeah.
That's the great part about going live. We go live every week here, and there's always something that happens or something that goes on. We're like, what? But no, that's all part of the being live thing. So let me ask you this. Do you see more women or men being a disc jockey? And why do you think that is, one way or the other?
Oh, I think it's way more men. Most stations tend to have like one woman with a full-time shift, maybe two. Sometimes they'll have a gal. A lot of times women will be on the part of a morning show team, and then maybe,
or in the admin part of it.
Oh, yeah, certainly there's plenty of women behind the scenes.
Right.
Definitely. Sales department, I think, is more female-dominated, actually. But on the air, I think there's more male disc jockeys. When I first worked for 91X back in the late 90s, though, we were an anomaly for many years. Robin Roth did middays, and I did. Yeah, me too. And I did afternoon drive, and we were one of the few radio stations in the country, especially on the rock radio side of things, that had two females back to back on the air, and I was pretty proud of that.
And I wonder if you can check out the ratings versus, like when you have two females versus when you have two men, and what the differences is in the disc jockeys that way.
And that's the thing, though, with ratings, you can't distill it down to, are the people listening for the jock or are the people listening for the music? So I think that would be impossible to really tell.
Right.
If it's a talk radio station, like you and I were just talking about John and Ken, then yes, it's the personalities that are listening to, or Howard Stern or what have you, because that is just the personalities. But when there's music mixed in, you can't determine, are they listening for the jocks or are they listening for the
because it's more talk versus music, disc jockeying.
Right. My show is way more music intensive. I only talk a few times an hour, so I don't take any credit for the ratings,
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Well, actually, I just want to know, as far as the interviews that you have, interviewing people, is that kind of laid out or programmed in when people come into town, or is it just something you set up in advance, or is it just somebody above you picks them out?
Yeah. Well, again, like before I was music director, it was, my music director or program director would say, hey, Red Hot Chili Peppers are coming through. You're going to interview Flea at 10 a.m. or whatever. Now that I'm music director, I get to do some of that. In fact, just today I was setting up an interview for 91X with an artist named Declan McKenna. He's a young guy, and he is playing the Irenic.
We love Declan.
Awesome. Okay, so he's going to come be on my show on 91X next Thursday, August 4th, I think it is, and I'm going to have him play live. And so I now kind of have a hand in that and setting up artists. But yeah, you just, band management or record labels will reach out to us in advance and say, hey, we've got this band in town on this day. Do you want to talk to them?
Right.
They have this window from noon to 2. Can we get them on the air?
It kind of works out good because you're not only doing something for them, you're doing something for the listeners, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're doing something for us. And nowadays, with social media, when bands tweet out that, I'm going to be on 91X at this time or whatever, that helps us because then their fans might start streaming it online or just make sure they tune in to hear it. So
then
it's
like
definitely
other
a
things
win-win.
Right, and then they like other things that they hear and you have more
and then you
listeners.
can see the
Hopefully
ratings
stick
going
around.
up. Yeah.
Well, so here's just a quick example of that, and it wasn't a live interview, but a local San Diego band called Pierce the Veil, and they're massive around the world, right? So they did a 91X session, which is we took them to Pacific Beat down on Turquoise in PB, and it's a beautiful studio. Alan Sanderson ran the show, and so they did an acoustic performance. They played 3 songs. We invited in some listeners. We had the Jolsons in, Rebecca and Kevin, to film it, and they're incredible. So it created some beautiful visual. The videos for them are awesome. And so we posted those videos on 91x.com and invited people to come check them out. Well, it happened about 3 weeks ago. And just yesterday or the day before, the band, Pierce the Veil, tweeted like, hey, thanks again to 91X for having us do an X session, and posted a link to the YouTube video. And actually, one of the record label guys who works with Pierce the Veil today emailed me a screenshot of their tweet because it had already been retweeted like 400 times. It had, thousands of likes. So that is a huge thing for 91X because they tagged us in the tweet. So it definitely goes both ways. It's very much a win-win. Yeah.
And that's what we try and do here is cross-promotion. Because I've got like 5 or 6 things that I'm thinking about promoting, and so why not just link them all together?
Absolutely.
Totally. So we're down to the last 40 seconds. I want you to give shout outs to all the peeps that you work with.
Okay.
And peeps in San Diego that you want to give a shout out to.
Oh my gosh. I'll give a shout out to 91X, to Halloran, to Adam, to Kat, to everybody that I'm working with there, Tommy and Danielle in the mornings. And then also to all my former coworkers at 94.9, Cantorian Woods, and all the good people over there, Hamby and Jeremy, who I miss. It's just a small, awesome radio community here in San Diego. I feel really lucky. Yeah.
And hopefully Girls Talk Rock can start being part of that, getting into the mindset. We've been doing this like a year and a half now, and we're getting ready to do a lot of big things like live and over at the Irenic and some other stuff. So we're going into all kinds of other things that we want to do.
So
but it's
cool.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to ask her all about ding, 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 the future. We all love to talk about the future. What's coming up for her and what she's doing, in the near future, and what she's looking at for 2017-18. We'll see what all of her feelings on all that. So we'll be right back. Thank you, Moe's Guitars, for being our major sponsor.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
And Beth Venus.
of Girls Talk Rock right here on the Intertalk Radio Network.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
STP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all at
It's all that.
SilverTigerProduction.com.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
All right, we're giving a shout out there to Beth if she's on the road and listening. Hope everything went okay today with your daughter in college. We are here with Hilary Chambers, and we are in our last quarter. And now what we've got to do is we've got to give a shout out really quickly before I forget to Silver Tiger Production, which is what I'm part of. And we're going to be doing all kinds of humongous stuff coming up, so you guys get ready. San Diego musicians, get ready. There's going to be some amazing stuff that we're doing with venues that no one else is doing right now. And, of course, they're brilliant ideas, so get ready to rumble. That's what we always say. So now we are back with Hilary. And what I want to know, Hilary, is when we go into this fourth quarter, I'm going to talk about the future with you now. And you are now the music director, and everything is going great there. So what kind of events that you can see that are coming up for you that you want to talk about? Tell us about some of the promotional stuff you're doing and that.
You know, it's funny. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around some of the promotional events we have coming up. And we have some, we have like a beer and local music festival called Beer X that's coming up. We are also working on another beer festival later in the year that I can't talk too much about yet because we haven't announced it, but it is going to be awesome.
Cool. We'll look forward to that.
Bigger, yeah. And then we're already booking our Christmas shows. I mean, it's only July, but this stuff, we've been talking about the Christmas show even before I got there 3 weeks ago. That, you know, Halloran and Adam have been talking to record labels and management about strategizing for the Christmas show and who we're going to be able to book and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. And gosh, I don't know. I should check our events page. I mean, another thing we have is...
That's what you got to give a shout out to. Where do you find it?
Yeah, 91x.com. We're partners with the Del Mar Racetrack, too. So we have the Del Mar Summer Concert Series, which is all those shows that are after the last race on Fridays. And they used to be called 4 o'clock Fridays. Now it's just the Del Mar Summer Concert Series. And then they have a bunch of Saturday shows, too. But they have some great artists that they get to play that every year. It's funny. Jack Johnson really got his start on 91X, and you know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I guess, when he was, or maybe it was early 2000s when he was first getting started, they booked him to play at the Del Mar Summer Concert Series back when it was still called 4 o'clock Friday, and they must have booked him the months between the time that they booked him and the time that he actually played at Del Mar. He just became more and more popular. And I mean, 91X was spinning the crap out of his songs, and he was blowing up. He was huge. So when he played Del Mar 4 o'clock Fridays, they broke the record for attendance, if I'm not mistaken, attendance at the racetrack and alcohol sales.
Wow.
When Jack played. I mean, it was
That's incredible.
Massive crowd. Yeah.
Now you can tell us about the history also. I mean, we were looking forward to the future, but you can tell us about the history of 91X and like when they started and like when you became, part of all of it and everything else in San Diego.
So 1983, if I'm not mistaken, is when they switched over to the modern rock format, and have done it ever since, which is pretty huge now. They've surpassed 30 years. There are not too many.
That's crazy.
Heritage alternative stations.
That's right.
I see 91X stickers everywhere. I mean, you can find them in the craziest places.
You see them around the world,
Yes,
actually. It's really cool. When they first launched, because our transmitter is in Tijuana, when they first launched, the studio was down there as well. And so I've heard stories from, Halloran and Steve West and everyone who had to drive across the border every day to go to work and would work from the studio down in Mexico. And it's funny nowadays because the way 91X works is different from most radio stations. That's why you hear all the Mexican commercials and stuff.
Right, I've listened to that.
Yeah, right. But it's because we broadcast from a studio here in Sereno Valley. We project the signal or a signal to a satellite, which then beams it down to the transmitter in Tijuana. I think I have this all right. And then the transmitter blasts it out 100,000 watts from Tijuana. But when there are thunderstorms and serious weather activity in the area, it disrupts that transmission. And so our signal will get cut off between the studio and the transmitter down in Mexico. And there's still always someone at the transmitter monitoring it. So if we ever cut out, and this is pretty rare when it happens, but they have a collection of 91X music down there. It's very outdated. So I will know, like I'll be in the studio, the sound will cut out, and I start going, oh shit, texting and panicking. And then all of a sudden, the beginning strains of Firewoman by The Cult will start. And I haven't pressed anything, and I know, okay, Mexico's taking over.
Mexico's taking over.
But it's awesome because they help us out. So we don't, they pick up where we leave off, and then we call the engineers, and everybody scrambles, and then we get the thing connected if we can. Okay?
Oh my
awesome.
But they definitely save our butts.
And now I do want to take you into the future and just say, how do you think that the industry is changing for terrestrial radio stations because of all the podcasts and the, internet.com, like us, radio stations that are coming out?
Oh, I think it's completely in flux right now. I think terrestrial radio is... Some radio stations are scrambling to try and figure out how to stay relevant, how to compete. It's funny, at 91X, there's a real confidence in the building about what we're doing. I think a lot of that has to do with the 30-plus year heritage in the market. But certainly we are trying to stay creative and stay relevant. With, being more active on social media, creating more content, producing more videos, recording podcasts, you name it, trying to, stay on top of things in that sense. But it's hard, and it is a little bit scary. Like, I do feel very grateful that I got into terrestrial radio when I did, because I think if I was 19 or 20 and just starting out now, I don't know what it's going to be like. I'm hopeful that I will be able to finish my career in terrestrial radio because I'm 43 now. But, who knows what it's going to be like in another 20 years.
Right.
It is a little bit freaky. Because there are just so many options, and there's so much quality programming and so many other resources and ways to get your music and stuff. I don't know. Right. The one thing that terrestrial radio has that streaming services don't have or satellite radio doesn't have is the local, local personalities, traffic, which of course now you can get that on an app too. But local news, local events.
And people get used to that when they start listening to it, and they go back to that. They like the local music. They like the local personalities.
We can provide. That's one thing we can provide that the streaming services can't.
All right, so we're down to the last minute, can you believe, of this interview already.
Wow.
I just personally want to thank Hilary Chambers for coming in and talking to me today, because it has been such an interesting and fascinating look into terrestrial stations, because as you know, we're a .com, and everything that we do at EnterTalk Radio and WS Radio has always been a .com, probably always will be. They won't go terrestrial at any point. But I like to get the other half of it, which is the people that listen every single day, the stations they love, the disc jockeys they care about, and everything else. You got 10 seconds. What do you want to say, Hilary?
I just want to say thank you so much, Tracy.
Awesome.
I love radio in any form, online, terrestrial radio, and I'm so grateful to get to do what I do, and I'm very grateful to you for having me in today. This was a treat. Thank you.
Right on. Awesome. All right, we just want to thank, going on the way out, Moe's Guitars, our sponsor. We want to say shout out to Catherine Beeks, because she's a really good friend of ours.
Love you, Catherine.
Want to give a shout out to the Irenic, which we're going to be working and doing a lot of business with. Also want to give a shout out Silver Tiger Production. If you need anything, hit us up, let us know. We're talent buying agency and everything else. So we're out there doing it every single day. Red Giant Promo, studio at CCMA. Thank you, EnterTalk Radio. We'll see you next week.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Girls are talking rock again.
And people are listening.
Today we're talking bands.
Let's talk promotion. Red Giant Promo, graphics, EPKs, video, photos, social media, and brand building using content marketing.
But let's talk studio at CCMA, which is events, rehearsal, tour prep, piano, guitar, voice, rock band, lessons, workshops, and clinics. Yeah.
Both proud sponsors of Girls Talk Rock.
Well, get the lowdown on these services and contact me, Tracy, at girlstalkrock.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on EnterTalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
And Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock, right here on the EnterTalk Radio Network.
every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
STP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all at
It's all that.
SilverTigerProduction.com.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.